being aggressive, and aggressive with really great articulation. Having detailed research reports that are deep and not sort of on the surface, and really being able to explain your ideas in an elevator pitch as opposed to needing to have lots of papers in front of you. Being logical has already come up. I know we talked about passion as being one of the big attributes that we have in India, but also applying some logic to that passion, being able to be nimble and change your ideas is critical. I think the other piece that we need to not necessarily learn from the US, but I think that is critical, is that we really do need to think about additional models. We don't need to just replicate what has happened in Silicon Valley, and we do need to think about what we have here. Business schools all over the world are talking about Jugaad now, and they're trying to understand it and trying to analyze it. We've got it in our DNA, let's use it. But beyond that, I think the second thing that I really wanted to say that we don't want to replicate about at least Silicon Valley is there is an ecosystem that the state has put in place. And actually, our state has also put in place a lot of great ecosystems that just don't work. There's N number of schemes that the government has put in place for startups, for incubation, for various things. And what I hear from most entrepreneurs is, I can't access it. So I think what we also have to do is we have to advocate for ourselves. We have to use industry bodies like NASSCOM and NASSCOM Foundation to really get it out there that this country is about startups, it's about entrepreneurship. It's always been about entrepreneurship and innovation. So through NASSCOM Foundation, we would be really excited to be part of that process. And then lastly, I just want to touch on the social entrepreneurship idea. You know, much of what's been talked about, English, mobile phones with 30-day battery life, they're all coming out of the needs of India. And at NASSCOM, what we're doing, at the foundation, what we're doing is recognizing those innovations. We have a social innovation honor, similar to the award that you're running now, but really focused on social. And I invite everyone in the room to start thinking about the multiplicity of issues that are out there and the way that technology can solve them. I wanted to give two examples of some companies that have solved this innovatively. Last year we had a company that created the Panini keypad that was one of our winners in the business category. And what they've done is, as you've discovered, most Indians that are using mobile phones don't actually speak or read English. So they're not using their contact book, they're not really using SMSs. So he's been able to convert the keypad into several local Indian languages and dynamically change that keypad. It's pretty amazing technology, check it out. It's a really cool company, and they're getting invested in too, in case Sequoia doesn't know. I also wanted to mention a company called and I can't really say the second name, Sri Kamdeu Electronics. And these guys have actually come up with the technology for dairy farmers. For dairy farmers to get fair wages for the dairy that they produce, as in measuring it, measuring the fat content, measuring the amount, and actually getting them the fair prices and the fair value for whatever it is that they've produced.